Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mindful Mondays with Andrea, brought to you by Yonkers Public Library. We're so happy to see so many of you here today on this gloomy day to practice together wellness and mindfulness. So with no further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Andrea to take us on our wonderful journey today.
Oh, thank you so much, C. Okay, everyone, again, good morning. And just take a moment to settle in where you are, whether you're seated or lying down. Just find a comfortable position, and also the one that you're well supported. If you want, you can close your eyes, as I'm going to do now. I like that because I like to tune in. But if you prefer to keep your eyes open, find a focus spot about 3 feet in front of you and just have a soft gaze. And just take a moment to tune in and to check in with yourself, how you're feeling this morning. It's quite stormy outside, so what we're trying to do now here during our time together is, to bring some calm for ourselves and also for our days, for this day today especially. And just notice how you're feeling right now. There's no right way or wrong way, and I want you to be aware that that this is a place of gentleness. This is not a place of judgment. So it's not that we're feeling like I am supposed to feel this way. No. We want to get away from that thinking. We really want to stay. We just want to acknowledge what is going on in the present moment. And this is what mindfulness does for us. It helps us to be present. And so we have this opportunity now to be present with ourselves and to be present with each other. And just bring your attention now to your breath, to your breathing, just observing. How does your breath feel this morning? Is your inhale longer than the exhale? Is the exhale longer than the inhale? And when you inhale, where is that air traveling? And just notice. And just take a moment. What kind of physical sensations are you experiencing? And if there are some areas of tightness and tension, so let's see if you can move around a little bit and adjust things to make it more comfortable. A great starting point is always to open your mouth just a little bit so that you have a little bit of space between the back of your teeth, because we hold so much tension in our jaw and in our neck, and we're not even aware of that. So you can find some relief there. And also see how we can drop the shoulders a little bit more, like they're resting on your rib cage, like a coat on a coat rack, and that they're not glued to our neck and to our ears. And just see if we can just let them hang. And you have heard me say this before, but the verb should is in shoulders. And to soften that tension and that rigidity, maybe we can turn those shoulds into coulds so that we have a little bit of more wiggle room for ourselves. And now I invite you to place your hands on your chest and just notice how your hands are feeling on your chest. Just notice how the palm of your hand is feeling. Each individual finger, either on your skin or the fabric of your clothing. Maybe you can feel some temperature, warmth, texture of your skin or the texture of your clothing. You can feel how your chest is rising and falling with every breath that you're taking. And now let's breathe into our heart space. Inhale for about 5 to 6 seconds into this heart space, into your chest, and then also feel how the air is moving to the back of your lungs. And then exhaling from that place too. Just breathe into your heart space, 5 to 6 seconds. And then exhale from that place too. You may feel your heartbeat. And the longer we do this exercise, the slower your heart will become, and the more you calm down. Let's just breathe into our heart area for 1 more minute. Maybe ask yourself right now what it is that you need to hear and feel right now in order to give kindness to yourself. You can ask yourself, how can I be more kind to myself? And now I invite you to place your hands on your hara. Your hara is about 2 inches below your navel. Just rest your hands comfortably there. In my practice, which is Reiki, and also martial art practices also like Qigong and Tai Chi or Aikido or Taekwondo, place a lot of focus on the hara, also called Dantian, which is our core and which is our center. When we have a strong core and when we have a strong center, we have a very good foundation. We have a very strong foundation so that we become unshakable. So when the storms of life happen, we don't get swept around. We can remain in our space. Like a strong tree trunk or the base of a mountain. And just notice how your hands are feeling now in your lower abdomen. Again, how the insides of your palms are feeling, each individual finger. The fabric of your clothing. Notice the subtle movement of the rising and falling as you're breathing in and you're exhaling. Now let's play with our breath even more and see how we can slow it down even more as you're inhaling to the count of 5, all the way from the nose, the air traveling down your throat, into your chest, going down all the way to your lower belly. And when it reaches there, hold it, and then exhale to the count of 6 or 7 or more. And let's play with that. As we're inhaling slowly and deeply to the count of 5, all the way into your lower abdomen. Hold the air when it reaches there, and then exhale to the count of 6 or 7 or 8. And just find your own rhythm. As you're inhaling slowly and deeply to the count of 5, all the way into your lower abdomen. Hold the air when it reaches there, and then exhale to the count of 6 or 7 or more. When you get distracted, that's all right. You can always start over again. Just find your own rhythm. And we're going to do this for about 2 minutes. Inhaling slowly and deeply to the count of 5, all the way into your lower abdomen. Hold the air when it reaches there. And then exhale to the count of 6 or 7 or more. And then slowly let go of the counting. Now let's tune in to a sound. Maybe we can use the raindrops that are falling against the window and the wind that is blowing outside as a focus point for now. So that we can practice to listen. And I love that the word to listen and the word silent have the same letter combination. And we can only truly listen when we are silent. And we can also be truly silent when we are listening. So without any judgment or without any labels, let's just try to be present with this rain, with the sound of it. And let's just listen to it. Make this our focus point. Just notice the different sounds this rain is giving us this morning. And let's listen to this for a few moments. Is there one steady sound of this rain, or are there little other sounds weaving in? And now I would like you to bring your focus back into your room where you are. And I would like you to look around and pick an object, maybe something that you can touch, that you can hold in your hands for the next exercise that we're going to do together. Maybe if the object is too large, then just look at it. And I would like to share some exercise for you, actually. It's pretty nice, and I thought we can switch things up here a little bit. Somebody gave me this card set. It's called mindfulness cards. And these mindfulness cards, they are giving us prompts to practice mindfulness in our day. And they are organized in the following categories: rest and balance, curiosity and joy, insight and awareness, and kindness. So for today, I chose 3 cards and 3 exercise from the kindness pile. And I thought it was very appropriate for our being together here. The first card that I chose is the Internet of People. And this is what we are. We are here on the internet as a group coming together. And I asked you to pick up an object, because it's part of our exercise here, and I'm going to read this for you. When we engage with everyday objects, we can choose to look deeper to appreciate the incredible world behind the object. Every product, service, or experience that makes up our lives, from the food we eat, to the products we purchase, to the streets we walk upon, exists because of the work, commitment, and love of hundreds, sometimes even thousands of people. This is the true internet, the network of human beings who either directly or indirectly have made life as we know it possible. Pick an object today that you've never considered closely and take a moment to reflect on all the energy that went into its existence. May the appreciation flow. So since I already have this card in my hand, I'm gonna connect or think about this card and just think about all the people it took to create this card and also to bring it to me. You know, it came, you know, so it was delivered, so by UPS. And then there was somebody in the warehouse at Amazon where this was ordered for me, who picked it off the shelf. Then there was somebody who packaged it, put it in the envelope. And, you know, just really trace it back on your object, you know, just how it came to you, all the different people that have been involved with it, you know, to bring it to you, to showcase it, displayed where it was in a store, for example, in the warehouse. And then also where the soap comes from, because this is, you know, this is a piece of paper. It was made out of tree pulp at some point, you know, so this at some point was a tree. So just look at this thing, that the object that you chose, just take a few moments and, you know, if you can touch it and just like really notice that this is just so much more than just a card, or so much more than whatever is in your hands, and all the people that it took to bring this object to you. And let's do this for a few moments. Becoming present, taking a moment to reflect on all the resources, all the energy, the time, the effort, the work, maybe the love and compassion it took for people to create this for you and for people to bring this to you. And just let this be a starting point for us to find appreciation of the little things that we encounter in our lives, things that we have taken for granted. And let us remind ourselves, you know, and remember that every product, service, or experience that makes up our lives exists because of the work, commitment, and love of hundreds, sometimes even thousands of people. So that's one way to practice mindfulness and finding appreciation for all the little things that we have been taking for granted. So now the next exercise it's called Remember Kindness. And I'm going to read this for you too. We are naturally kind. Even in our lowest moments, when we feel useless or of no value, our inner kindness can give us the strength to pull through. Take 5 minutes to remember episodes of kindness and generosity you've witnessed or experienced. Whether it was an epic, heroic kindness worthy of a Hollywood movie or something very small like giving a smile to someone who needed it. Remember these times in as much detail as possible. So let's take 5 minutes now. I will set a timer so that you don't have to watch the clock, and just remember moments of kindness that you have experienced, moments of kindness that people have extended towards you, and just feel that kindness and just like really feel, relive that moment, go back to where you were, to that environment, to how it felt like. Maybe even, some smells that you associate with it, some flavors, some tastes, maybe some visuals. And let's just go into this episode, a moment of kindness, and just bathe in it for 5 minutes. And if you want to relive several moments, please do. It's not about listing these moments of kindness, it's about really reveling in them, feeling them, and going back to that moment. And I'm gonna set a timer now so that we can find and tune in to these episodes of kindness that we have all experienced in our lives. 5 minutes are up. And let's take a moment now to extend the feelings of kindness and gratitude and appreciation to all the people on the front lines now. All the doctors, all the nurses, all the people in the stores, the truck drivers who keep our supplies going, the delivery people, all the people who work tirelessly, serving the greater good, being of service to us all. The Connect people who have to work especially hard today in that rain to make sure that we have the electricity. Sanitation people, make sure that all this is running smoothly still, regardless of what's going on. Let's take a moment to extend kindness to them. People and services we have always taken for granted and that are so crucial right now. And now, as you know, I always like to end on a note of gratitude. So where you are right now in your room, in your environment, just find 5 things that you're grateful for. 5 things that nourish you, that bring you joy, that bring beauty, or that are just, downright practical. Just notice 5 things in your environment. I'm gonna give you a few more moments. Okay. And here's also a little, in closing, there is this little exercise that is called May I Be Well. And it says, we all want to be safe, healthy, and happy. So even if it feels a bit self-indulgent, reminding ourselves of this throughout the day is a lovely way to stay in touch with this basic desire. An easy way to do this, to repeat the phrases, is may I be well and may I be happy to yourself. These words will cultivate a sense of self-care and can bring a feeling of warmth and kindness to even the coldest times. Try incorporating the phrases into your daily routine by repeating them to yourself each morning when you wake up and each evening before you go to sleep. May I be well. May I be happy. Can also be may I be kind to myself. May I be patient. Whatever it is that you need to hear to support yourself. And just also invite a little bit more gentleness into your life and more kindness into your day. And in review what we practiced this morning together. So if you want to explore and keep playing with the practice tools, the different tools that we are exploring together as a group every week. So you can always connect with your breathing. You can always breathe into your heart space for about 90 seconds to help you become more present and to slow down your heart rate. You can also breathe into your hara, into your lower abdomen to the count of 5 and then exhale to the count of 6, 7 or 8 to help you anchor yourself in your core and in your center and to ground yourself. You can practice to listen by being silent. And just choose a sound to bring your focus and your attention to for a minute or two, or maybe even longer if you would like. You can also pick up an object or just notice something in your environment and take a moment to tune in and just notice how many people it took to bring this object to you or to create it. To think about the Internet of Things, or as we call in spiritual practice, we call this concept oneness or interconnectedness, but just to really notice how many people were involved in bringing this object to you. Then we also practiced to remember moments of kindness, just sitting still and tuning in, remembering moments of kindness, reliving them. Maybe some of you were smiling just as I had. And then remind yourself to take care of yourself, to self-care, to be gentle with yourself by just saying simple phrases like, may I be well, or may I be happy, or may I be safe. Okay. So thank you all for joining me to practice this morning. And now, if Z could unmute us.